Hey guys, it's Lily
and Jade,
and it's the moment you've all been waiting for, Cringetober. This year, me and Jade made our own prompt list because we wanted to be able to pick what we were gonna do. Some of them are our own ideas and some of them are from Cringetober's past. This is actually our first attempt at Cringetober, but not our first attempt at October challenges in general. We've done Inktober, we've done Monstertober. But it's time to turn over a new leaf.
Cringe!
A cringe leaf.
This is a long one, so get a snack, draw a picture, and let's get down to Cringe Town.
Okay, day one, the prompt is yandere. If you're not familiar, a yandere is a type of character who is obsessed with another character, typically to the point of violence. So I chose to do one of my OCs who I feel like doesn't get drawn enough. Her name is Teddy. In her canon story, I will say that she's not really a true yandere. I don't think she would go this far in the sense of like killing others, but I thought it would be interesting for this prompt just to try something different with her. Maybe she would get to this point if she was like 10% more unhinged. Her story goes that she is a high school girl who attends this prestigious academy for rich ladies and gentlemen, or a high school host club. She's obsessed with the two most popular girls in her class, Ashlyn and Angel. So I drew Teddy standing there looking awkward, holding a bloody knife and a decapitated teddy bear with blood on him, with the two ladies that she has a crush on in a locket. Ashlyn is the one on the pink side and Angel is the blondie on the blue side.
So I didn't have any characters with the yandere archetype, so I made these two ladies up, and they have a similar story to Lily's girlies. The yandere in question, who's laying on the bed, when she was in high school, she was the most popular girl in school, and she becomes obsessed with this less popular nerdy girl who's very stoic. After they graduate, the nerdy girl, whose name is Freya, goes to college to do something smart, and the yandere girl becomes a model because she's awesome like that. And she becomes a stalker of Freya, and she sees that this boy is hanging out with her, and she's like, so she's probably gonna kill him.
I like how we both drew like crazy lesbians with teddy bears. I think that's cutesy.
And I forgot to mention that the teddy bear is supposed to kind of look like Freya and have that stoic face. And I imagine that she saw the teddy bear in the store and was like, oh my gosh, it looks like Freya.
Day two, the prompt is gajinka. Jade's favorite word.
Yes, gajinka.
For those who don't know, a gajinka is basically a human version of something. Could be an animal or a non-human character. You see a lot of times Pokemon gajinkas. But what I chose to do was to make an anthropomorphized version of my favorite soda, Sprite. For this character, I put them in kind of like a rave wear inspired outfit because that was just the vibes that Sprite was giving me. They have matching striped leg warmers and arm warmers, which was inspired by this weird old mascot that Sprite had of this lemon lime man. And I decided to make them a fairy because the word Sprite itself means like a little fairy creature, and I thought that would be cute. So I gave them green wings to be like the old Sprite bottle. I also gave them a shirt inspired by the old Sprite cans from like the mid-2000s that I remember when I was a child. They had this like blue-green gradient and this miraculous water splash as a part of the logo. Very Frutiger arrow. And lastly, I made them holding a slice of pizza, which I guess is kind of random, but personally, I love the combo of Sprite with any dish that has like red sauce. So like pizza, spaghetti with a Sprite is delectable to me. Spaghetti and a glass of Sprite has been like my birthday dinner for hundreds of years.
So for mine, I was inspired by Lily. I wanted to do my favorite drink, which is chocolate milk. And of course, I had to make her a cow lady because milk, cow.
Hello!
And I should mention that for the style for all these, I went for a more simplistic style with just line art and soft rendering like I had done in the Frida Milo video.
The 15-day OC drawing challenge, something like that.
Because I was not about to render how I normally do. I would be a goner for sure.
Day 3, the prompt was My Little Pony, and I had to draw my faves, Applejack and Rarity. Applejack is my #1 favorite, but Rarity is a close second, and I am a Rarajack truther. So I decided to draw them dressed in outfits of the 1920s era. I love the 1920s aesthetic. It's been an obsession of mine since I was like 14, and I don't know, it just speaks to me. So I gave Applejack a dapper little 3-piece suit, and then Rarity is of course dressed as a flapper, which I think works really well for her. I love Rarity with both short hair and dressed in black. So for the context of this illustration, I don't really know if they're actually in the 1920s, like a full-on AU, or maybe they're just dressed in costumes for a Halloween party. Either or is acceptable in my mind. Also, anyone think that Applejack with her suit and her hairstyle kind of looks like Moriarty the Patriot?
So for mine, I had to go with my 2 favorite My Little Pony characters. Fluttershy, my all-time favorite, and Rainbow Dash, my secondary favorite. And I'm a big Flutterdash shipper over here. I don't know, I just think it's really cute. Childhood friends. So I drew them at a Halloween party of some sort, even though Fluttershy would not be attending in reality.
So true. We just watched that episode.
Fluttershy is dressed as Alice in Wonderland, and Rainbow Dash is dressed as like Jason. I had this weird space next to Rainbow Dash that I was like, oh, I gotta put something there. So I ominously put Angel Bunny dressed as the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, pointing to a clock.
Another Lily and Jade brain blast. Oh my gosh. I feel like we did kind of similar poses with this prompt where we both did a little kiss on the cheek moment. And Applejack and Rainbow Dash both have their like arm up by their head. It's kind of crazy. Me and Jade are always on the same wavelength. Okay, day 4, the prompt is fake anime screenshot. I was excited for this one. I used 2 of the characters that me and Jade created for our character design roulette video. For this prompt, me and Jade both decided to flip the canvas horizontal because typically a screenshot will be horizontal rather than vertical, so we had to change it up a little. And for the style, I tried to replicate a bit of that old anime look. For reference, I was looking at the original series of The Rose of Versailles, which I've never seen, but I love the style. The little story idea I have for this moment is that the 2 princes have some royal dinner or ball or something of that nature in the evening, but Jade's character, the one on the left, is trying to get out of it. He's trying to ditch. Meanwhile, his brother, the one on the right, which is my character, he's trying to convince him to go so he doesn't get in trouble, because he's a goody 2-shoes like that. Lastly, this is something that I like to do as an added effect when I'm doing something that's supposed to be a little vintage looking. I use this one particular JPEG compressor that you just upload an image and it runs it through a crusher of sorts, and it gives you like a little bit of a crunchier version, which I think looks pretty nice. Looks old and crusty, just how I like it.
So for this one, I was stuck, and I didn't really know what to draw, so I asked good old Lily
Yeah!
what I should draw, and she said I should draw my cowboy. Not a cowboy, but a cowboy. Baking some foods, because he likes to bake. So I listened to Lily. So I drew the shot where the point of view is like in the oven, and you're seeing a sad face because he burned the cookies.
No.
And his boyfriend is behind him, licking the batter off of a spatula, being like, huh?
It's giving the end of the Helena music video. It's like a part where you're in the hearse, and Gerard like goes up to the hearse and he's like looking at it, and then like there's an edit of him where he's looking at cookies in an oven.
No!
Jade, you didn't draw the awesome thumbnail that I provided you with.
Uh-huh.
It was just too beautiful. Okay, next up is maid dress. And I had to bring out my character Milo. And for this one, I was possessed by something, man. I became a major overachiever. I drew multiple poses and Milo's phone with a text that says costume party tonight. So he's going to a costume party with someone. I wonder who it is. I drew his chibi being like, no photos, no taking photos. Because in Milo's heart of hearts, he thinks of himself as a tough guy. So he's like, no one can see me in this girly, frilly, frou-frou maid dress. I think truly he knows that he's kind of cutesy. Because like, what's he doing lifting up his skirt like that, huh? Anyway, I like how this one came out. It took a long time, but it's worth it.
I wonder why.
It's worth it for Milo. He's one of my faves.
So, guess who I drew?
Fern.
Yeah, I drew Fern because I had to draw him matching with his bae. Come on. I drew him in a more traditional maid outfit from maybe old England or something. And he's flying through the air, of course, because he can never freaking fit on a page because he's so tall. This is actually my favorite one I did. I don't know why. I just like this one. And it's probably one of the more simplest ones I've done, but just like it's different.
So day 6, the prompt was rare pair / crack ship. So kind of a choice between the two, but they're very similar. So a rare pair is any ship in a fandom that's maybe not as popular, but a crack ship is typically something more off the wall with maybe characters who have never interacted with each other or possibly characters from different media altogether. Can you tell which one I chose? So to preface this, I love Seinfeld. It's like my #1 comfort show of all time. I've seen it like 50 million times. I've been watching it since I was a little baby goo goo gaga. It's a part of my soul. And at one point I was watching Seinfeld at the same time as I was rewatching Mob Psycho. But I kept thinking to myself how well the characters Reagan Arataka and George Costanza would work together as besties or maybe lovers. So obviously I drew Reagan and George on a date at the coffee shop that you see in Seinfeld. I based it off of like screenshots from the show. And they're just hanging out, having hamburgers and french fries. This is probably the craziest thing I ever drew.
So for mine, I went with a crack ship. Dipper from Gravity Falls and Wirt from Over the Garden Wall. I think that they would be perfect together. They're both nerds. They both have paranormal experiences. So in this picture, I drew them sitting under a fall tree and they're holding hands and they're being awkward. And Wirt is wearing his normal clothes he wears in the show, and Dipper is wearing like Dipper clothes. And if we look at Dipper's shoe, those ciphers there.
Oh my gosh. Jade, didn't you ship these two like way back when?
Yes.
Jade has been an OG fan of both Over the Garden Wall and Gravity Falls, like in the trenches since day 1. So respect your elders,
Oh
kids.
gosh. I remember when they both came out.
Is gay? Oh, the shows.
The shows.
That's so crazy. Jade, you're so awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, day 7, the prompt is Angel and Demon. So this marks the first appearance of the band My Chemical Romance.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Specifically, I wanted to draw Priest Gerard. I'm really obsessed with Priest Gerard right now, which is a look that he did, I believe, in 2005, if my Gerardology is correct. And then I was thinking, so Gerard's like a demon priest, obviously, but then Jade gave the heavenly opinion that Ray should be an angelic nun.
Yes.
So true. So that's what I drew. I have a little bit of an AU in my brain of Priest Gerard, but I think that this image in particular doesn't really follow that exact story, but it worked for the prompt list. Also, in the MCR fandom, there is a pretty popular fanfiction about Priest Gerard called The Unholy Verse that I've not read. I'm not super into fanfiction. If you've read it and you think it's good, let me know if I should read it to fuel my obsession with Priest Gerard.
So for mine, I drew these two characters, an angel and a devil, that are my old characters that I haven't drawn in a really long time. I never have drawn them digitally, so I thought that was interesting.
A new era.
I always had drawn them previously kind of chibi, like in between chibi and regular human. So I went with that in this picture as well. And they ended up kind of looking like little stickers and with a cutout cloud background.
Okay, next prompt is Neko. If you don't know, Neko literally translates to cat in Japanese, but it's more associated with a human character with cat attributes, like cat ears and a tail. Guess who's showing up again? Oh, it's Gerard. I wanted to draw Catboy Gerard because I just did. I had a very specific outfit for him in mind based off of a couple different things that he wore in real life. The first being this black and gray scarf that people often refer to as the Gru scarf because it kind of looks like Gru. The other item that I wanted to incorporate was this one specific style of sunglasses that Gerard often wore that's very like middle-aged mom sunglasses, but I don't know, I think he looked cute in them. I don't know if these two outfit pieces ever coincided with each other. I feel like they might be from different eras, but I don't know, I thought I could get away with it. And I imagine this is like a chilly fall day, so I gave him a little coffee because we know Gerard loves his coffee, and I put a little paw print logo on it to keep within the kitty cat theme. And there's actually two versions of this drawing, one with the glasses on and one with just his little eyeballs. And I think it's interesting looking at both of them because I feel like they have subtly different expressions from each other, just with the one feature of the sunglasses changing.
So for mine, I went with sort of a gajinka. I drew a lucky cat or a maneki-neko or a beckoning cat, which are usually those cats that you see in restaurants or businesses, and their hand goes, wait, you can't see me. Their hand goes up and down. So they're typically calico bobcats, and often they are holding a koban coin, which is like an old Japanese coin. So I put that around her neck as like a collar of sorts. And Fact Wizard here. Fact Wizard discovered that depending on the left and right paw that is raised, it like means different things. So left paw means to get more customers, to help try to get more customers, and right paw means to help try to get more money. And also in Western culture, we see the hand as more of a waving cat paw, but in, I guess, Asian culture, it's seen more as a beckoning call. Sometimes in Western areas, the cat will be depicted with their hand upwards to be more of a beckoning gesture. Fact Wizard, goodbye.
Jade, you're so smart. I mean, Fact Wizard is so smart. I really like this picture. This might be my favorite Jade CRINGETOBER entry. Putting it in the record books. Next up, day 9, the prompt was heterochromia. A quick disclaimer for this day, the point of this prompt is not to say that having heterochromia is cringe. There's nothing cringe about having the actual condition. It's just the idea that I feel like back in the day, tons and tons of younger artists would give their characters heterochromia just willy-nilly, and especially with like random colors. So that is where like the cringy aspect comes into play. I think this gets talked about a lot when this prompt is used. So nothing wrong with heterochromia. So funnily enough, I don't think I have any characters with heterochromia. Maybe if I really went digging, I could find something, but we don't have time for all of that. So I just settled on making some new OCs for the sake of the prompt, and what I ended up creating was a Victorian ghost ex-ghost hunter Yuri. The little story that I have is the girl on the right is like a rogue ghost hunter exploring this Victorian mansion, and the ghost girl behind her, which is the character with heterochromia, you can like hardly see it in the finished product, but she has one black eye and one white eye. She's peering over the other girl's shoulder with a little bit of curiosity. I don't know, they meet each other and fall in love, and the ghost hunter doesn't hunt her and exorcise her.
Yes!
I always want to say, like, get Mob Psycho and say exorcise.
Exorcise.
Don't exorcise your ghost girlfriend.
So for heterochromia, I drew my Frankenstein girl, who I have drawn for the past couple of years for Halloween because I love her so much. And she was my profile picture for a very long time. And you could say I made this my new profile picture.
Oh my gosh.
She has one purple eye and one hazel orangey eye. And I initially made this character for Monster-tober, which me and Lily did, I don't even know.
2022?
2022 maybe? Insert that ugly picture.
Ugly!
She looks very different. Well, I don't very, but she looks pretty different. She has a girlfriend now. There's a cat lady with big bazookas. Sorry. And they both work at a Halloween cafe.
Next up is self-insert character. And if you've seen any of me and Jade's style challenge videos, you will know that we have a lot of self-inserts. So I chose a duo from our anime style challenge, and these ladies are from the anime Hitalia. I think I've made it clear before, but I'm a big Hitalia fan, even in the year 2025. So the girl on the left is named Momomiki. She is Jade's character, and she is a fictional nation of a tropical island, and the girl on the right is Nebula, my character. She's another island nation that is very, very cold, so they're very opposites attract. Fun fact, Nebula as a self-insert character is very, very old. I think I made her in like 2014. But last year when Jade made Momomiki to go with Nebula, I gave her a little bit of a redesign, a facelift, because she was looking kind of weird.
Show the picture of her holding an axe.
Show the picture of her holding an axe, which I used to show to my friends and never say who the character was because I was so embarrassed to have a Hitalia self-insert. Anyway, I just drew them standing there, mainly to show off their outfits because I like their outfits. I think they're cute. They're holding hands, Nebula's looking flustered, and Momomiki is looking like a cute lady.
I really like the background. Well, I really like the whole thing, but I really like the background. I want to lick it and eat it.
The background is inspired by a lot of the backgrounds from the early seasons of the show when the animation budget was, I assume, $1, because it was very light and breezy and a lot of shapes and like anime bubbles and blank pastel voids. It was pretty beautiful.
So for mine, I went with mine and Lily's Delicious in Dungeon Sonas. Lily's is Luke, and he's the taller one, and mine is here, who's the shorter one, and also an elf. And you could say that I drew basically the same concept in the Milo and Fern video. I had no memory of doing that. I literally drew it word for word. I'm crazy. So, about the characters, Luke has been lost in the dungeon looking for his family's fortune. And he's like a malnourished, scrawny bean. And here finds him in the dungeon. He's like, "You're a scrawny bean." And he makes awesome food for him.
Big news, guys. Since creating these characters for the anime style video, I have now seen Dungeon Meshi. Or some of it. I haven't seen all of it, so don't spoil it. And it is funny looking back because I created my character having no idea how the world worked. And I was like thinking of what I was imagining. I was like, I was way off. Anyway, pretty good show. My favorite character is Kabru. Kabru? What's his name?
Blue-eyed beauty?
The blue-eyed guy who's like so beautiful. I also like that samurai who's never there.
Oh yeah.
But every time I see him, I'm like, there's my husband. Day 11 is complex outfit, and I decided to draw my OC Violet. She is like a fancy rich girl, so I thought that a complicated outfit would suit her pretty well. So I gave her this like crazy frilly princess dress, kind of inspired by like Lolita fashion, which is technically not time period appropriate for her because she is from the 1930s. It's just what I wanted to draw. And I tried something with the rendering where I didn't do any line art on the hair. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it, but I think it turned out pretty good.
I think it was fire.
Oh my gosh, thanks, Jade. I really love drawing her hair. She has like these crazy ringlets, and I just have a blast every time I draw them. And also, I thought it was funny because I was working on this drawing while watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it was kind of silly just sitting there drawing this beautiful frilly frou-frou princess lady. Meanwhile, Leatherface was like sawing people in half with a chainsaw.
So for mine, I drew this Lolita cat cutie pie who is based off an Andean mountain cat with these sweet little cats that are endangered. I immediately was thinking about Lolita because they can be crazy. And in my head, I really wanted to give her a prosthetic leg for some reason. And to fill out the space on the side, I added some little drawings of like a leaf and the face of one of the cats and a pearl and a flower and a teacup. Towards the end, I decided to make it look like stickers again, like I did for my angel and devil one. I made the little drawings on the side kind of look like a sticker sheet.
Day 12. The prompt is Vocaloid. For mine, I decided to draw, I think, a rather underrated Vocaloid. I discovered this guy, I think like sometime last year, and his name is Hayama Kiyoteru. I think he's really cute. He's kind of just like an average Joe. I think his lore is that he's an elementary school teacher who has a side hustle in a rock band. I guess I'm kind of a fake fan because I haven't listened to a ton of his songs. One song I really like is Progress by the artist Dystopie. It's really good, and the instrumentals almost remind me of like an MCR song. So can I shut up about MCR for 1 second?
No.
I will say this guy has my favorite voice out of all the boy Vocaloids, like compared to like Gakupo or Kaito. Okay, I like Kaito, but I don't like his voice. I don't know what it is. So I drew a pretty simple one for this prompt. He's just standing there happily, giving a peace sign.
For mine, I chose to draw Utetane Pico, who is my king. He's my sweet boy. He needs more love, please. He normally doesn't look like how I drew him in this picture. He usually has this outfit. Insert picture. But there's this outfit that I saw that sometimes he wears, which is this lovely cherry blossom look. I discovered this lad when me and Lily were looking at a list of every single Vocaloid, and I saw him and my heart shattered.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Day 13, the prompt is Zombie OC. And I racked my brain far and wide to think of a zombie OC that I had, and I thought of this ancient relic of a drawing of a emo girl in a graveyard with a zombie girl peering at her from behind a gravestone. I couldn't find the original drawing that I did at Jade's house, might I add, but I do have a redraw of this drawing that I did in like 2020, so I was going off of that. In the drawing that I did for CRINGETOBER, I gave them a bit of a redesign. I don't think they looked necessarily bad before, but they were just so boring. So I had to liven them up a little bit, and I think they look much cuter now. Similar to the source image, I drew them together looking at some manga, which I made a fictional yaoi. I even went ahead and drew out like a whole image for the cover of this imaginary manga called The Emperor's Apprentice, which I looked up. I don't think that's actually a story of any kind, but it sounded like a yaoi to me. And I kind of tried to replicate the style from like 2000s yaoi artists, which is a special place in my heart. I did think of this afterwards, but the guy on the cover, the little twink, he was reminding me so much of the guy that I don't know what he's from, but I know him from the image where he's holding a bag of Doritos and someone says that he's Ellen DeGeneres. So if you know what that guy is from, let me know, because surely he wasn't holding a bag of Doritos. I like this picture. It took a while to draw, but that's what I get for drawing out a whole detailed yaoi cover.
First of all, this is my favorite of your drawings.
Oh my gosh.
Second of all, they're us.
This is just like me and Jade. This is our classic Sunday afternoon in a graveyard reading yaoi, and Jade is a zombie.
Yes. So first of all, warning that I drew some organs out of a body. So if you don't like that, you can skip ahead. I couldn't think of a zombie OC that I have had or drawn before, so I made up a new one. So she's a bunny girl and she's dead, obviously, and she has been cut in two, which I kept thinking of the lady from Beetlejuice that was cut in two, and she was also wearing a freaky outfit, I think. I actually like how this one came out. I think she's cute and I'm happy with it.
Let's just say when Jade sent this one to me, my eyeballs popped out of my skull.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Day 14, the prompt is Tumblr Sexy Man. And of course, I had to draw the king of the sexy men, Sans Undertale himself. I love Sans. I've been a Sans fangirl since I was like 14. But like in a strange fashion. Okay, that sounds kind of weird. Just in the sense that I never played Undertale. I never even watched someone play it. I was just enamored with the characters. And in particular, Sans. But for some reason, Sans was vexing me upon this day. I was really struggling to come up with what I wanted to draw, and then I had like a Sans themed mental break in my sketchbook and ended up with this one sketch that I thought he looked cute, and so I snatched it and drew over it on my iPad, which I don't know if it's super obvious in the speed paints, but I do that for almost every prompt, where I will draw something on paper and then take it into Procreate and finish it digitally. So Sans is just standing there with a cheeky little smile, and I drew some balloons next to him that spell out his name, so it seems like it's his birthday party or something. Does Sans have a birthday? I looked it up and someone said his birthday was 4/20/1969.
Oh my god.
Which seems on brand for him.
My Tumblr sexy man of choice is Bill Cipher. I love Bill Cipher. I had to draw him as a human though, because my favorite thing. I've drawn him as a human since the dawn of time. In this picture, I drew him and he's saying, "Gonna make a deal." And he has his flame hand reaching out. I had a really hard time drawing his reaching out hand. And I imagine he's reaching out to Sans. And he's like, Sans, birthday wish.
Wait, another crack ship. Sans and Bill Cipher. When we were in middle school, Jade had like a list of her husbands, and one of the members of that list was Bill Cipher.
Yes.
So those two have a history. If you want the rest of the list, comment down below. Day 15 is oversized prop. And right off the bat, I knew what I wanted to draw for this one. I knew what I wanted to draw when I was typing the words onto the original list. I wanted to draw one of my OCs whose name is Blueberry Pancake, and she's a part of a bigger ensemble of other ladies who are different fruit-themed 1950s diner waitresses who are also magical girls. And then as her oversized prop, I gave her, what else, a giant fork. I referenced a pose that I found on Pinterest because, funnily enough, I found a bunch of pictures of cute ladies holding big forks, so that was pretty useful for me. She's also standing on top of big pancakes.
She's like an anime figure.
That's so true, Jade. This prompt got me thinking that I want to make like figure designs for all the rest of the girlies. For the background, I added like a little doily, which I thought was cute because it has like pastry vibe, as well as this like sprinkle looking brush that you might recognize is also the background for the speed paints in these videos. It's a Procreate brush called Myrtle in the vintage section, and it's really cool. I like it.
For mine, I wanted to draw a nurse with a ginormous needle. I've actually drawn this character one other time before, and I liked his character design, so I had to draw him again. This time, I made him have real bunny ears, because in the original, he had human ears. I drew this like psychedelic border of sorts that I kind of had done in the original time I drew him, and I drew this pink ooze in the needle, which I want to eat. Looks like jelly.
I feel like it's a love potion. Okay, day 16, over halfway done. crazy. The prompt is redraw, and I chose this picture that I did in 2022 of one of Jade's OCs named Maki. So Jade told me I should draw this one again. I wonder why. Who wanted free fan art of her OC? But I was cool with it. I wanted to pick something digital to redraw because I feel like usually when I redraw a picture, it's something really old that's usually drawn on paper. So change it up a little bit. And the first picture is kind of
good.
It's kind of,
I think it's so cute.
I mean, okay.
Except for your fatal error.
Okay, we're gonna get to that
Except for
later.
your fatal error.
Put a pin in that. I remember being pretty proud of the first image, but I felt that it's been 3 years, so hopefully I could improve. Something that I thought was interesting just working on the redraw was I feel like I go about my art in such a different way now, where when I drew that original picture, it was before I did any sort of like digital rendering or painting. Like it was strictly sketch to line art to coloring under the line art, and now I like hardly do that. I've been really trying to hone in on my rendering skills, so hopefully that comes across. I did pencil rendering with my love, my light HB pencil, as well as the smudge tool set to the brush Eagle Hawk. Killer combo. And then my fatal error that I rectified. In the original drawing, I forgot to give Maki his red markings around his eyes. And so in the redraw, he has them, which automatically makes the piece 10 times better. And now Jade will refrain from killing me. Let us know if you would want to see some of our old art. I think it could be fun, but it would be a lot. Just know that.
You will pass away.
You might pass away. It is a very real danger, but let us know if that's something you'd be interested in.
For my redraw, I wanted to do a spooky Halloween drawing that I had done before, so I picked this fox witch spirit lady that I drew from 2021, maybe? I kept being nervous the whole time because I was like, does this look any better? I can't tell, I don't know. But I do think that I did something better. Is in the original, I was going to give her long kimono sleeves, but they're going to cover up her sash around her waist, and I wanted you to see that. So I made them this weird rolled up sleeve, but in my immense geniusness, I changed it in this picture so they're tied back. Like when people wear kimonos and they clean, they'll tie it back with this rope contraption. And fun fact, in the original, I remember wanting to put her kimono on the opposite side that normally it goes, because she's supposed to be a spirit. And in Japan, dead people have their kimono folded the opposite way to how it's normally folded.
Day 17, the prompt is Vampire OC, and I decided to draw 2 of my already established Vampire OCs. You might recognize them if you saw me and Jade's video of drawing each other's characters, but these 2 guys are named Ambrose and Basil. I wanted to draw them at a profile view because I feel like I've been slacking on that angle. I've been really struggling to draw it recently, so I felt that I needed the practice. And the little story moment that I was imagining here is that Ambrose, the guy on the left, he's like an old vampire. He's been a vampire for 1,000,000 years, so he's like million, like 100, I think. He's like good at it. Meanwhile, Basil, the cringe fail guy on the right, he's like a brand new baby vampire. So that's why he's making a freaking mess with all this blood everywhere. And Ambrose is so nicely and tenderly wiping it off of his face.
So for my picture, I drew a couple of my characters that I've drawn before, which is this vampire lady who lives on a boat in the river. I drew my lady opening her boat door, and on her porch there's a little baby. She's like, what? It's a little vampire baby. I was initially inspired to make the story by watching Chocolat. You wouldn't know what Chocolat, the movie, not just the Chocolat. As Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp lives on a cool boat within like a boat community on the river, and I was inspired to make this story based off that for some reason.
Day 18, the prompt is self-cessed. If you don't know, self-cessed is the act of shipping a character with themselves, or sometimes a different version of themselves. Example, the Onceler. For mine, I'm taking it back to Hitalia once again. In the Hitalia fandom, there is this concept that is known as the 2P characters, which is basically just evil versions of the main cast. This idea was completely developed by the fandom based off of different color variations that the creator made. So they're not based in canon, they're completely fan interpretations, but it's basically just like, what if all the Hitalia characters were evil and scary? So I chose to draw a picture of 2P America and 1P America, which is just like normal America from the show. And they're getting a little romantical. Regular America's on the left, he's the one with the blonde hair, and evil 2P America's on the right. He has brown hair. I don't know how to feel about this drawing. It makes me reflect on my life as a whole. But I do like how regular America's face looks. I think he looks cute.
So for my self-cessed drawing, I was struggling with trying to think of what to do. I could only think of Onceler or Sans, like the Thousands of Sans variants.
The Thousands of Sans variants.
And I didn't want to draw either of them. So I was like, oh, Lily, what should I draw? And Lily said, draw Fluttershy regular mode and Fluttershy vampire mode. And I was like, you got it. And that's what I drew. And vampire Fluttershy give regular Fluttershy a bite on the neck.
Next prompt is scene/emo. And can you take a guess of who I maybe drew for when the prompt literally said emo in the name? Yeah, I drew Gerard. And before you guys come for me, I know that MCR is technically not emo, but I feel like it's so ingrained in emo culture, I thought maybe we could let it slide. So I decided to draw a Black Parade Gerard, specifically this one moment from the concert of The Black Parade is Dead live in Mexico City. This concert is so good, guys. It's on YouTube, and I watch the video every day. And there's this part where the band has just finished performing the song Mama, and Gerard says this like line thing where he says, a surprise part. Okay, just play the clip.
A surprise party for me. You shouldn't have.
I really like this moment from the concert, so I wanted to draw it, so I drew two little Gerards, one like a full body and one like a chibi. And technically, you could say that this is a redraw, because I did like an animatic of this moment way back when in like 2022. So yeah, this would technically be a redraw, or more like a reimagining, because it's not one-to-one pose-wise, and I like this version much better.
For emo, I chose to draw Sally Face, because I think Sally Face is pretty emo. I drew him as a chibi. I drew his guitar next to him, for some reason split in half. Don't ask me why I did that.
It's like Willy Wonka's office.
And on the other side of him, I drew a bloody knife. His shirt was blank for a while, and I was like, what should I put on his shirt? I was like, I guess I put My Chemical Romance. Who's that?
Nobody.
But technically, I don't think that makes sense, because I think Sally Face takes place in the 90s, and Gerard wasn't alive.
Yes, he was.
Gerard didn't exist until 2002.
Yes, MCR didn't exist.
No, Gerard didn't exist.
Gerard didn't exist. Gerard was born April 9th, 1977. Oh boy.
I love Sally Face. I never played it, but I watched good old Jacksepticeye play it when I was little, and I was like, this is awesome. Should I have been watching it? No.
No. Day 20, the prompt is Minecraft. Guys, I love Minecraft. I love Minecraft. If you want to see me and Jade play Minecraft, you can watch the worst videos ever uploaded to the YouTube platform. as in our Minecraft playthrough from like 3 years ago. So I decided to draw some Dream SMP fan art. Don't kill me, guys, but back in like 2020, 2021, I was a Dream SMP fan. Okay, I've already admitted to liking Hitalia. Surely that is worse. I just drew Hitalia Yaoi, and if you're watching this right now, you sat through that. Of course, I had to draw my favorites, Tommy, Rambu, and Tubbo, also known as Bench Trio, because they sat on a bench. So I drew them sitting on a bench. I wasn't really big into the lore of the Dream SMP. I didn't really know completely what was going on, but I liked the characters and I was really into like the fan art. And drawing this almost felt like nostalgic in a weird way, where I was just like, man, I haven't drawn these designs in so long. And there was a little part of me that misses this era. I know that the whole situation turned out to be kind of a disaster, but there was some fun moments.
So my favorite Minecraft creature is Ghast. I love Ghast. They're so awesome and they're all hot ladies. Who said that? So I drew a Ghast as a human, and she has a lacy dress and garment and 2 long braid pigtails, which I thought could also represent their multiple legs in a way. And she's crying, of course, because they're always so sad. And in her dress and her shawl, I drew burn holes to be like she's in the scorching nether. And I drew with a fire fist because they throw the fire out of their mouth, and I didn't want to draw that, so I made it her fist. So now she's besties with Bill Cipher drawing because they both have fire hands.
Wait, so true. Next up is day 21 beach episode. I decided to draw 2 of my characters that I would say are pretty new. I just came up with them over the summer and I haven't given them a proper drawing yet, so I felt it was time to do so. They are these 2 guys who are lifeguards on a beautiful tropical beach. So I drew them in the ocean doing like a little chicken fight, piggyback ride, riding on shoulders. Yeah. The guy with white hair, his name is Mako, like the shark. And the guy with green hair is named Mars, like marzipan. This drawing isn't my favorite, but I do still really like these guys. I want to draw them again. I like their designs. I like Mako's hair, how it covers his eyes, and I like Mars's tragic sunburn. I always think that he's like a strawberry because he's red on bottom and green on top.
So for my drawing, I had to draw my starfish girls, which are just these girls who are tropical beach themed that I've created a universe for. I'm pretending that Lily's boys are in the same universe and they're at the same beach as these girlies, and I'm calling them jellyfish boys. So from right to left, we have Momo, Lucy, Celia, and Elby. And Momo and Lucy kiss each other, and Celia and Elby kiss each other. So they're all lesbians. And they all come from different islands. Like Momo comes from Hawaii and Japan. Lucy comes from Seychelles. Cecilia comes from St. Lucia and Jamaica. And Elby comes from Scotland and Spain.
Next up, day 22. The prompt is Toxic Yaoi / Yuri. First and foremost, I have selected Yaoi out of the 2 choices. And you could say that this Yaoi is very one-sided because the guy on the left is a creepy stalker. His name is Simon, and the guy behind him in the photograph is named Benny. And you could say Simon really likes Benny. And Benny thinks Simon is a creepy weirdo, which is correct. So I drew Simon standing cringily, holding his camera with a worried expression because he's run out of film as a result of his concerning lifestyle. And then behind him is a photograph that he took of Benny while Benny was at work, with a little note on top of it that Simon wrote with like creepy details of like time and date and Benny's shift and weird stuff like that he keeps track of. He's a freak. Also, their story takes place in the 80s, 1989. And I will say that story-wise, they're probably some of my most written and developed OCs. Guys, I was kind of obsessed. They make me a little crazy. I like this drawing.
I like this drawing too. I like the scary words in the background.
Thank you, Jade.
So I have selected Toxic Yuri, and I drew my characters Kiki and Etsuko, who I have talked about more extensively in a previous video. Here's the previous video! So basically Etsuko, the taller one, is kind of a serial killer, and Kiki, the shorter one, gets wrapped up in her murdering shenanigans. And in this picture, they're dancing with each other, and Kiki's having a mental breakdown, and Etsuko's chill about it. You can't see it, but she's smiling. And I made the background all freaky and swirly, like pool style.
Like madness.
Like madness entwining in a spiral.
I love this picture and I love these characters so much. I think they might be my favorite out of Jade's OCs. Don't tell anyone. But I love them. Okay, next up is blood. So this was another one where I was gonna draw Gerard, but then I was like, wait, let's pump the brakes. It was getting a little too Gerard heavy. And then I remembered that October 23rd is Milo's birthday. Oh my gosh. Also the day that the Black Parade album was released, so that's kind of crazy. So I made up a little story moment for this drawing where this is October 23rd, 2006. It's Milo's 23rd birthday. So obviously Milo is foaming at the mouth for the new MCR album, and I imagine that he got in some altercation with another patron of the store over, I don't know, the last CD that they had. Something silly like that. So his nose got busted. So then later, while he's enjoying his birthday treat made by his beloved boyfriend Fern, his nose starts bleeding. And he's like, whatever. But Fern is freaking out. I like this drawing. I like how the rendering came out. I like the little Fern chibi in the corner. And I decided that Milo's favorite birthday dessert is red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese frosting and a maraschino cherry on top.
So for mine, I immediately was thinking about a nun. I can't explain it. I just thought about a nun. So I drew this nun lady who might be a beast of some sort in a field on the ground with her dogs out. And someone is discovering her with a flashlight. They're being like, what's going on over here? She's covered in blood because she might have just had a little snack. And I imagine the person who's finding her is like one of her sister, like nun sisters. Like, oh, sister, what are you doing?
Day 24, the prompt is Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's go. So I had to draw my favorite FNAF character, which is Golden Freddy. But I decided to draw him as a beautiful woman because at this point I was getting really sick of drawing boys. I think it was like a week straight I was drawing only boys and I was like, enough! So I made a human design of Golden Freddy where he is just a lovely woman. And I drew her in a sitting pose because I feel like Golden Freddy is well known for his iconic sitting pose. And I actually made the background of this drawing by expanding two giant Golden Freddys and blurring them out and then overlaying them with like different textures.
It's too disturbing.
So even though it's not visible in the final product, I know he's always there.
So for Five Nights at Freddy's, I chose my favorite character, which is Chica the chicken. I love Chica. My favorite is Toy Chica, but I did not draw Toy Chica. I drew like OG Chica. Also, I drew her as a human. And I drew her holding Cupcake. Because she's always, in the original, at least she seems to often be holding Cupcake. And when I was drawing this, I kept thinking like, she looks like Ren. I kept thinking that, and I was like, oh, no, Ren with big boobies. It's not true. And I hit it with the sprinkle brush in the background, our favorite king. And I made it like as Bradic evaluation.
Chromatic aberration.
Chronamic. What Lily said.
Let us not forget that Jade dressed up as Chica for Halloween.
I did.
In 2024. And Lily was Freddy Fazbear, but
Lily was Freddy Fazbear.
who cares? Okay, next up, day 25 is Mary Sue. And a Mary Sue character is basically an over-designed, over-concepted, overpowered character who's typically perfect in every way. So for this drawing, I decided to pull out an old design that I made one time for funsies of me and Jade as basically Mary Sue Sonas. I guess we were talking about Mary Sue's at school, so I decided to draw little versions of me and Jade instead of paying attention in class. So my Mary Sue character is a smoking hot devil beast who is in charge of the underworld mafia, I guess. And has a crazy design of like black and red stripes and leg warmers and tights and vest and all my favorite things. Devil horns and devil wings. And I drew them holding a phone. I don't know why, but they're on the phone with somebody. Maybe a character that you'll see soon. And lastly, while I was thinking about this character, I randomly decided that their name is Elvis. Like Elvis Presley. So there.
Yeah. So I drew my Mary Sue that Lily initially concepted up. And she's a anime magical girl, angel, princess. And she obviously rules over the heavens. In my mind, initially, Lily's Mary Sue and my Mary Sue had mad beef. And then they kissed each other.
Wait.
Oh my gosh. And I don't know, maybe that's who Elvis is on the phone with. She has 2 different colored eyes because in my soul, it's true. I got brown eyes, but one of my eyes is slightly lighter than the other. And when I was little, it was way lighter than the other. So I enhanced it greatly. So I have one green eye and one brown eye. My true self.
Day 26, the prompt is schoolgirl, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to draw, but then a miracle was bestowed upon me. I saw this Munchichi on Pinterest, who is like a cute little schoolgirl design. I think she's so precious. If you're not familiar, Munchichis are like these little plush monkey toys, and I love them. As I speak, millions of Munchichis are looking down upon me from the heavens. I have an ever-expanding collection of them, and I always want more. I love them so much. So I drew this girl. She's with the Munchichi that she's based off, holding her up proudly. I also gave her a Miffy keychain on her bag, as well as an iPod that I stole the idea from a Jade drawing of Fern. I was just like being inspired by the best, by my goat. On the iPod, you will see that she is listening to Upside Down by Jack Johnson from the Curious George movie, to keep within the monkey theme. I really like this girly. I think she's super cute. I was trying to think of a name for her, and the first thing I thought of was Chi-Chi from Munchichi, but I think Chi-Chi might mean like boobs in Spanish. Let me know if that's true. I was also thinking maybe Cece, but I don't love Cece as a name, or Kiki, which is the French name for Munchichis, but Jade has a character named Kiki, so step off, Billy.
So step on your toes.
So, I don't know. Comment down below what her name should be. Should it be Boobies?
It should be Munchichi.
Munchichi? There's just Munchichi.
So at this point, I was dead. I was at steam. I was like, what am I doing here? I just drew a girl with the symmetry tool. My love.
The angel.
She's a red panda, and I drew her with like objects beside her because anytime I'm like, what am I gonna put here? I just gotta put some objects. So I drew with her notebook, an eraser, a pencil that she had chewed, scissors, chopsticks, and a bento box with some foods in it. And Lily was saying how she thinks she goes to Fern and Milo's school.
I was thinking maybe she's a transfer student.
Yeah, from China.
From China, because where red pandas are from. Day 27, the prompt is 2000s anime style. I was excited for this one. I really like trying to replicate this style. I think it's so cute. But honestly, major respect to the OG artist because it's pretty difficult to master. And so for this day, I wanted to draw Illy McMillan. To the unassuming, you might say, Lily, that just looks like Gerard in the I'm Not Okay music video. And I will say, here's the lore drop, guys. Just this past year, MCR actually re-released all the music videos from the Revenge era, remastered in beautiful high definition. And as viewers, we came to the discovery that when Gerard gets his science test back, at the top of the science test, you can see that the name written is not Gerard, but Illy McMillan. I do believe that this turned out to just be the name of the prop guy for the music video, but people still went on and adapted this as being Gerard's character in the I'm Not Okay world. And also, some people had canon Illy as being a trans girl, and I think that that's sweet. So I drew her holding a notebook in the school uniform that you see from the I'm Not Okay music video, and I did sort of a collage-y background with like plaid texture and some lace and little apple decals and a little piece of notebook paper that has the lyrics to I'm Not Okay written on them.
So for my drawing, I was like, what should I draw? I did not know. And Lily said, you should draw Yowie Jesus. And I said, that's so right. So I drew Alba from Dramatical Murder. I actually like how this one turned out. I think he turned out cute. And I really like his coat. I want his coat. I really like this drawing, Jade. I love Yowie Jesus.
Jade, when's the Yowie Jesus cosplay dropping?
When you're that guy.
Oh, I'll be the blonde guy.
The blonde one.
And Jay will be Yowie Jesus.
And I'll be Yowie Jesus.
Perfect.
And for the background, I just made beautiful stars flying through the air.
Me and Jade used the same brush in both of our anime drawings, which is a new Procreate brush from the brand new library called Meander. It's like a little dotted line, and it's really cute. Day 28, the prompt is Pinterest base. I chose this base that I found. I think it's really cute. I was specifically looking for a base with 2 people, and this one seemed good to me because I could use the symmetry tool on it. I drew some more OCs. One belongs to me and one belongs to Jade. Mine is the guy with the white hair and the eye patch. His name is Bones Jones, and he is a redesigned character of this dude that I made years ago when I was 14 years old, and I made this story that was a direct ripoff of Over the Garden Wall. So last year I resurrected Bones and gave him a new design, but I kept most of his backstory the same. He is the son of a grave digger, so he works in the graveyard by day, but by night he plays the fiddle at the local tavern. Meanwhile, the other character, the Catboy, is Jade's character. His name is Sugar, and Jade made him last year when I redesigned Bones Jones to be Bones Jones's friend. Sugar Pie is just like low-key homeless, and all he does is follow Bones Jones around.
Well, he can become a cat.
And he can become a cat.
It's not just him as a human following him around.
No, he turns into a cat and follows him around. Yeah. So it's kind of creepier. I actually reused the same plaid from my last prompt as the background here. I just made it yellow, and the green part makes me think of a chalkboard.
So for mine, I picked this cute base that's like these 2 characters in the rain and the one character shielding the other with his school jacket. So I drew my 2 dog boy OCs that are pretty old by this point. And they don't have names. I'm really bad at naming my characters. So the shorter one is a mixture between a Vanilla Lab and a Shiba Inu. And the other one is a mixture between a German Shepherd and a Husky. And they go to school together. And Tall Boy plays soccer. For some reason, they're always in the rain. Insert picture of Lily Jerry.
Also, the original reel that you made, I thought of this the other day. He's looking out at the rain.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Next up, day 29 is Prince or Princess. And I decided to bring back one of the girlies that we've already seen, Violet. Basically just drew her in exactly the same clothes that she was wearing before. And I gave her a little princess crown. But you might see she's not alone. Introducing another one of the characters from her story, Estelle. Can we get a round of applause for Estelle?
Yes, let's go!
Estelle is dressed as a prince, and she's mischievously leaning over Violet's shoulder, and Violet's looking flustered. Yuri Nation, rise up! In their storyline, Estelle is a performer in the circus that Violet's rich papa has recently purchased. So you could say they're forced to spend a lot of time together. And Violet acts like she wants nothing to do with Estelle, but
she's on that tsundere grind set. So for mine, I chose to do a princess. What princess, you may ask? Pony princess. What pony princess? Princess Luna. My favorite pony princess.
My favorite.
My favorite.
My favorite.
Oh my god. She's a human. I'm not drawing a pony. I drew her with her luxurious hair flowing through the scene. And I gave her elf ears and a horn because I felt like it. And there's a moon in her eye. And for her dress, the lace part, Lily was like, is that a brush? I was like, no, bro. That's just an image I inserted and color corrected.
Day 30. Getting so close to the end. The prompt is creepypasta. I chose to draw one of the most popular creepypastas, Jeff the Killer. I wanted to draw him as a cutesy anime boy. I know that a lot of fan art depicts him being more gruesome and grotesque, and that's probably more accurate to the source material of the story, but I just wanted to draw him looking kind of cute. And I gave him a Fluttershy plushie, and then eventually a matching Fluttershy hair clip because of this one video I saw on Instagram. I'll try to find it, but it was basically a Fluttershy figure and a custom Jeff the Killer pony figure together, and I just thought it was so beautiful. I was kind of into creepypasta as a kid, not super into it. I really liked that concept where they all lived in a big house and like Slenderman was like the dad. I liked that.
So I don't know creepypasta. I never knew it except for Slenderman when I was younger. And I decided to make a counterpart to Lily's Jeff the Killer, his brother, Homicidal Lou, or Lou Woods. He's got scars over his face that you say, who did that? It was Jeff the Killer. I was looking at images of him and I was like, he's kind of cute. Sometimes he wears the Gru scarf. So I gave him the Gru scarf, like Girardi Poo. And I put a bloody knife in the background and a piece of paper that has mysterious writing on it.
Last one. Prompt is Halloween because it was Halloween. I decided to draw more of my OCs. There's too many. I gotta start killing some of these people.
My gosh.
These girlies are from the 90s and their names are Cass and Addie. And I drew them dressed up for Halloween. Cass on the left is dressed as Charlie Brown and Addie on the right is dressed as Lucy. Let's just say the background of this drawing is not drawn by my hand. It's a photo. The original picture is my friend as a little baby dressed as Winnie the Pooh with his mom. I'm not sure if it's actually Halloween in this photo because the trees look pretty green. So in my version, I made the trees a little orange and added some lights to the porch and the house in the background. When I was rendering this drawing, I was trying to make it look kind of like a flash photo, which is like a theme with these characters. I think it suits them with them being from the 90s era, and I love rendering like that.
It's giving Summer Hikaru died.
The red eyes. Yeah, it's true. But is that not what your eyes look like in a flash photo? Sorry, the red eye effect was only invented when the Summer Hikaru died, released upon the world.
So I drew for my final day on this earth, my Frankenstein girl, which I drew previously for Heterochromia, and her gal pal, Cat Girl. And I drew them in onesies that are Halloween-y. Frankenstein girl has a bat onesie, and Cat Girl has a pumpkin onesie. And they're being chill. It's Halloween, and it says Halloween in the corner, like really weird looking. That's all the drawings.
Let's just say me and Jade are feeble corpses withering in the autumn wind. This challenge took a lot out of us.
We've done challenges like this before for October, and we're always like, at the beginning, we're like, so it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a fun time and try these pictures. And then we're like,
and we die every time, and then what do? We do it again.
We do it again.
psychomasochist over here. But I don't know, overall, had some good ones, had some bad
Has
ones,
some stinky ones.
some stinkers. How many times did Lily draw MCR?
Too many to count.
Bonus points in the comments if you count it for me, because I do want to know, but I can't. I don't know how to count. I have lost the ability.
Comment other ideas for videos.
Yes, videos.
Thank you for everyone who did our prompt list. We had a fun time watching you guys join along with us.
And thank you for watching this very, very long video.
I'm going to bed. Good night.